Organization is a skill that helps you stay very coordinated throughout the day without feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by everyday activities. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some practical tips on how you can stay organized throughout the day and achieve so much in very little time. Before we go into the video for today, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now will be a very good time for you to join this elegant community, especially if leveling up and living the very best version of your life is of importance to you. So go ahead now, click the subscribe button and the bell right beside it so that you're instantly notified whenever we upload a new video. Without further ado, let's get right into the video for today. So you can pretty much organize your thoughts, you can organize your plans, you can organize your finances, you can organize your emotional life, you can organize your wardrobe, you can organize your car, you can organize your space. There's so many things that you can organize, and I actually highly recommend that you are organizing the different aspects and the different parts of your life, because organizing yourself, like I said before, helps you stay very well coordinated, saves you a lot of ample time, saves you a lot of stress, and just ensures that everything around your life is working per structure and in a very good flow. But for the sake of today's episode, I'm just going to be focusing primarily on organizing your day so that you're able to produce maximum results with the 24 hours that you have, that everybody else has. Regardless of whatever it is that you do with your day in terms of your activities, it's very important that you're maximizing your time and you're maximizing every second of your time so that you're producing the best results. Whether you are a mother, whether you are a stay-at-home wife, whether you are a working woman, whether you're a single lady, a student, prioritizing the different activities in your day and bringing some structure and order to them would always ensure that you stay very productive and maximize your day throughout your life. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to give you like a quick step, like different steps that you must take in chronological order on how you can actually have a beautiful and a productive day every day. The very first step that I've put down here, and this one is actually the easiest in the entire process, is for you to invest in a pen and a journal specifically for your everyday to-do lists. Hold on, I'm going to show you what mine looks like. Mine changes per time because it always gets filled up. I always have a lot to do and I write it down. So let me show you what mine looks like. Okay, so these are my to-do list notepads. One is, they're all gifts actually that I got, and I know I'm very good at converting my gift notes to, or gift notepads to, my to-do list. And I have one to-do list mainly for the purpose of work, and then I have another one for the purpose of my personal life. And then this small one, this is a very secret to-do list. It's a new to-do list because I just got this note and I like that it's customized. So I just started making this on my to-do list. But these are my main to-do list notes that I invested in. It can be a free gift. It can even be, it doesn't necessarily have to be in hard copy. It can be something that you create on your phone, on your pad, on your laptop. Just ensure that you invest in a pen, a notepad, or if you already have a device. But I actually really prefer that you have a physical, like a hard copy notepad and a pen, so that you can write, because there's something about when you're writing something down with a pen that just helps it click and stick to your mind. And just when you are done with that to-do list and then you just tick as good or as done, it just does something to you that I really can't explain with my words. So I advise that you get a hard copy notepad that you can use as your to-do list and invest in a very good pen. That's the very first step to having an organized day, okay? The second step in ensuring that you have an organized day is, on the first few pages of your to-do list, just outline your current tasks that make up the bulk of your everyday activities. So for example, if you're a student, your everyday activities probably made up of going to lectures, coming back, studying at night, maybe even socializing, going to church on campus. Like, what are the things that make up the bulk of your everyday activities as a student? As a mom, maybe a stay-at-home mom, maybe it is getting your baby up in the morning, exercising, cooking breakfast for the family, cooking lunch, cooking dinner, taking some time to journal, going for a walk. What is that thing as an individual that makes up the bulk of your everyday activities? Write every single one of them. No task is too small, no task is too big. Just as it's coming to your thoughts that it's something that you do, even if it means something as simple as organizing your wardrobe, organizing your closet, doing the bed every day, sweeping the floor, cleaning the TV, whatever it is, no matter how little it is, this is the time that you want to write it in the first few pages of your notepad. Okay. Now, this third point is where the work actually starts, right? This third point is simply very simple. The night before each day, take out a few minutes. It can be 10 minutes, 15, sometimes it takes me about 20 minutes to just actually finish up this particular step. The night before each day, take out 20, 30, however long it takes you, to write out 3 to 8 things that you need to achieve the next day. So this day is going to come to an end and you're going to start the next day, right? So before the day ends or at night before you go to bed, take some time and think through the activities that you want to perform the next day. Take time out, write out the date of the next day on a fresh page, and then write out these activities. You should have at least 3 to 8 activities on your page. I always advise that you start with the hardest activities or the activities that are time sensitive. So if there are activities you need to perform in the morning, start by putting those activities first on the fresh page that you have written. So outline everything. And like I said before, there is no such thing as a small task. There is no such thing as a big task. Cooking breakfast for your family is a task. Packing your lunch bag maybe the night before or the morning of is a task. Sweeping the floor is a task. Calling maybe your assistant to check in on whatever it is a task. Going to get your hair done is a task. Going to get your nail done is a task. Attending a meeting is a task. Whatever it is that you know you have to actually put in some effort to do is a task. Even eating lunch or sitting down to watch a movie or taking 10 minutes to take a nap or just be still and be quiet in your thoughts or journal, all of those things are tasks. So the night before, think through and plan and say, okay, tomorrow is Thursday. What am I doing in the morning? What am I doing in the afternoon? What am I doing in the evening? And then if you know that the specific times you're supposed to be doing them as well, you can go ahead, take things a step further and write out the times that you're supposed to do it. But if you don't have the time, that's okay. Just write out the tasks that you're supposed to do. And that's the third thing that you have to do so that you can start having a very beautiful, planned, organized, and well-structured day. Still under the third point, something else that I like to do to also just streamline things and make things more organized is that I usually divide the day into two. So I have my priority tasks and I have the miscellaneous tasks, that the easy ones. There's a priority one that I must achieve, and if I don't achieve it, then I cannot call that day a successful day. That's your priority task. You always want to say, this day is a success. That's the definition of success. Success is not you have been rich or having the biggest cars or driving the biggest whatever or traveling with the whatever it is. Success is just an everyday thing that is relative to you as a person. And how you have a successful day is by starting to ensure that you check the boxes of everything that you have written down in your to-do list. So have a priority task section and then have the miscellaneous task section, and always ensure that you are working towards accomplishing everything on your priority tasks. I hope that makes sense. Just before we go on with the video, remember that the Art of Speaking Eloquently and Elegantly course is still up and is still very much available on discount. Click the link in the description box down below to get more details about the course and of course find out how you too can access it and start using it today. It's definitely for anyone who wants to level up on their communication skills, be able to express their ideas, their thoughts, and just speak a whole lot better, speak with more boldness, speak with more confidence and all. That course is definitely for you and I highly, highly recommend it. So click the link in the description box down below and get started with it, okay? The next point, which is the fourth step on what you must do to have a beautiful, productive, planned and organized day. This one is actually, I think, the hardest. This is the hardest for most people. And it's simply ask yourself what time you need to get up to start your day so that you can accomplish all the tasks on your to-do list in good time. Then set an alarm to wake you up at that time. Okay, no, this is not the hardest. The next part is actually the hardest. This part is still you determining when you have to wake up in the morning to ensure that you have enough time to go through all the tasks on your to-do list. For those of you who say you never have enough time, 24 hours is never enough, I probably can tell you that you're probably waking up late. If you would actually wake up 1 hour before your normal usual wake up time, you will find that you have 1 hour, a whole 1 hour to do more before you get into what you have to do on a regular day per your usual time. I don't know if that makes sense. And let me tell you something I found out. I'm someone who's an early riser. I'm always up at 3 o'clock. I like to start my day very early. And what I find is that at that time, that's like the best time to get your work done. For me, real work activities actually end at 12 p.m. After 12 p.m., I'm like, the day is over, as long as real work is concerned. And that's because I start my day very early. I start my day with, of course, prayer. You guys already know that. I'm big on my prayer. I spend time with God, spend time to worship. And sometimes I'm done with that before 6 and I get on my desk. And when the whole world is waking up at 8, I have already started I had 2 good hours from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock to do a large chunk of my work before I start getting the buzz and calls from everywhere, the emails, the phone calls that creep in and act as distractions. So, do you have to wake up 1 hour earlier than your usual wake up time to ensure that you are able to tackle every task on your to-do list? This is the time where you determine that, and don't just determine it and say, okay, I'll start waking up at 4 or I'll start waking up at 5. You need to pick up your phone and set an alarm so that it becomes a tradition with you. You get used to it. Now, I don't even wait for my alarm to go off anymore. Sometimes I'm up at 2:50, sometimes 2:55, sometimes 3 on the dot. I'm already up before the alarm even rings. And that's because I'm already accustomed to waking up at that particular time. So determine what time is best. You don't have to wake up at 3. If waking up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning can actually help you go through your everyday to-do, then by all means, wake up at that time, but ensure that you're getting ample rest, okay? The next step on how you can have an organized, beautiful, glorious, excellent day is, now this is the hardest one. Don't snooze that alarm when it goes off. Get up. Don't snooze it. You're not going to snooze it. No 5 minutes more, no 15 minutes more, no. We're not doing that here. As soon as you hear the alarm, get up. One thing I do that actually wakes me up, because let's face it, sometimes life happens. You really want to get up. Your spirit soul wants to get up, but your body is saying, it's not time yet. But sometimes you need to give your body the push that it requires to get you up. So what I like to do when my body is still feeling that sluggish to get up is I just immediately, not spring out, I'm still mindful about it. Get up from the bed, put my 2 legs on the floor. As soon as my 2 legs touch the floor, this thing goes off in my head. Oh, the devil and all his demons, they know that I'm awake. I can't go back and to start slumbering. Then what I do next is I go into my bathroom and I just pour water on my face, like as if to say I'm washing my face. And the minute water touches my face, trust me, that sleep just disappears. And I'm up and I'm about getting ready for the day. Okay? The 6th step to having a well-planned, organized, and a structured day is take your tasks one at a time. And that was why I said that it was important that you write out your tasks in order of priority or in order of what is most time sensitive. So take it one task at a time. Some tasks require you to perform them simultaneously, or there are some tasks you can perform simultaneously, which we usually would call multitasking. If you're good at multitasking, then you can perform different tasks at the same time, but I usually advise against it, and I'd rather that you laser focus on one task at a time. There are tasks that you can perform simultaneously, like maybe when you're making lunch, you can use that opportunity to just make dinner as well, so that you don't have to go back into the kitchen. Those are simple tasks that you can perform together. But your priority tasks where you know you have to laser focus to be creative on something or to finish up an assignment, it's important that you are just lasering focused on that particular task so that you are done with it. Something that works for me is I just laser focus on one task and I do not stop until I am done before I take a break. And when I find that my tasks are dependent on people or certain things for me to complete, I just weigh the situation and I'm like, okay, this person hasn't answered me yet. Maybe I'll just pause on this task and then continue it later. So you are the one who knows what task you're doing per time. Just weigh the situation. If it's a task that you can complete on your own, laser focus and complete on it before you move to something else. If it's dependent on other people, find out how long it will take for them to respond so they can complete the task. And then if you are a good multitasker, then you can perform many tasks simultaneously. Does that make sense? But be about doing and be about ensuring that every task on your to-do list is you're swiping it out. Okay, very, very important. The seventh step actually has like 2 points in it. And the first point is avoid distractions. The first one is actually kind of like embedded in the last. Avoid any form of distractions. It's impossible for you to complete a task in good time with all the distractions around you. Like I'm telling you, if it would have taken you 5 minutes to perform a task, if you have all your phone notifications on ring and every time if a notification pops up, it makes the sound and it pops up on your phone, you have to stop the task, check. I tell you, you would always want to check. You would always want to check. If your TV is on, you would always want to watch what is happening. If you have someone around you who is just chitty-chatty, or if you put yourself around people who are chitty-chatty, you would always want to stop. So what would have taken you 5 minutes is now taking you 50 minutes to complete. Before you know it, you're wondering, it's already 3 o'clock. What did I do with my day? You were distracted by everything. You get a notification, oh, somebody has liked your post. You want to go and check, who is that person? You enter Instagram, and then you now start seeing all the pictures, all the nice things, and then before you know it, you're 1 hour on Instagram, you haven't closed it, or TikTok. Then you wonder, 4 o'clock, the time has gone. My dear, you were distracted. So avoid all the distractions, okay? And still under that 7 points, I always advise that by the time you're done with a particular task, that's why I advise that you get a hard copy book and a pen. When you're done with a particular task, always take the time to tick it as done. It gives you this sense of fulfillment that you have accomplished something. At least that's what it does for me, that I've accomplished something with my time and I've accomplished something with my day. And then you can imagine the joy that I feel when I know that all the tasks for that day have been ticked at the end of the day. It just gives me this sense of worthiness that I did something with my life today and my life was not just a waste today. I promise you it actually works. I can't explain it, but it definitely truly works, okay? So try that sometimes. The 8th step on how you can have a productive, organized, well-structured day is, and this is not a step, this is not like an advice. I would say don't be too rigid with your tasks. I put down here that you might find that you may need to adjust something on that list depending on how your day is going. So you may have written, these are things I need to do the previous day. But then the day now starts and then things aren't really necessarily going as planned. Maybe your task or completion of that task is dependent on somebody else who's in another time zone and the person is not really forthcoming at the time that you want to get your the work or the task done. Don't be so rigid and say, okay, this is what I've said I'll do today. Then you now start stressing everyone and yourself over the task. Quickly adjust your to-do list and ensure that you are actually doing the things that are within your control immediately, and then maybe get back to what is not necessarily within your control based on how your day is going. The 9th step to help you have a productive and a beautiful day every day is review your to-do list every day. So at the end of the day, maybe you set out, for me, for example, my work starts at 8. That's like my normal work time where I have to communicate with the rest of the world. Starts at 8. Like usual work will start maybe 5 or before 6 a.m. But when I have to now start relating with the rest of the world, then I start at 8 and ends at 5. So after 5 p.m., it's actually impossible, or maybe not say impossible, because sometimes I really love to work. I'm not even going to lie. But I try my best to stop anything work related at 5 o'clock. So after that 5 o'clock, you will see me with my to-do list. Okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. That's when I see all the things that were done, and I'm asking myself questions like, okay, how could I have done things a whole lot better during that review session? How could I have what could I have put in place to ensure that I was performing my tasks a lot faster? So I'm asking questions. Okay, is there a particular system that would have made things go a lot smoother? So you're asking yourself questions. How do you save time? How do you do things better? How was this task? How did this task affect your mental health? How did it affect? Like, I'm asking all the questions. So this is the time you just review and just analyze the whole situation, analyze your whole day, find out what delayed you, what are the things that delayed you, whether it's things that are about you or things that you caused or things that someone else caused. How can you minimize that delay so that you can continue to shorten your time or the time that it takes you to perform a particular task? But always ensure that you have a review session. And during this review session is now when you now take the time to write out the to-do list for the next day. Okay? This is the time you have to repeat that cycle. You have to assign tasks to your everyday. Don't just wake up and be the one who says, okay, we are here today. What are we doing? You now allow the day decide what you do. You decide what you do with your day. Okay, don't be the one who picks up the phone. Who is around so I can go and disturb them? No. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Okay? Find something to do with your life, to do with your time. Find something, read a book. If you don't have work, read a book, get knowledge, go on the internet, browse the internet, surf the internet, develop yourself, acquire a skill, learn something new. There's always something you can fill up your day with that's very productive and will be useful to you as an individual. So ensure that you start doing that, okay? That's the best way for you to actually organize your day and ensure that you're always having a productive and a fruitful day every day. And the 10th point on my list here on how you can have a productive, fruitful, organized, and well-structured day is for you to retire to bed early and get enough sleep so you can have enough rest before it is time to begin your day again. You want to ensure that you're getting enough sleep, and the only way to ensure that is to go to bed early. Try, plan it. It's very possible. Whether you're a working mother, you're a single mother, a single lady, a student, it's actually very possible to organize your day, organize your time. And going to bed early is a possibility if you actually plan it. It will definitely happen for you. So ensure you're getting enough sleep and rest every day so that when it's time to wake up to start the task for the next day, you are getting up well rested and very much alive. And that's pretty much the recipe that I use to have a productive and a very well organized day every day. Just think through it. What are the things that you do on a daily basis that helps you have a successful day? Itemize it and just be about it. That's how you have a successful, beautiful, productive, and fruitful day every day. That's pretty much everything I have for you for today's episode. Let me know if there are other things that I missed out in the comment section down below on how we can all have a thriving, productive, and fruitful day every day. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care.